Start. I opened my eyes. Sunlight flooded into the room through the window beside my bed, letting me know it was morning. Auto forward. I looked at the clock and it was a little past 7. My chest hurt. It felt like there was something in my lungs making it hard for me to breathe. But I'm sure it's all in my mind. Miu, I have no choice but to go today. Mom, how are you feeling, Miu? Mama had a concerned look on her face as she looked at me. Music. Deactivate. Deactivate. Mama had a concerned look on her face as she looked at me. Miu, I'm fine. Mama, Mom, do you think you can go to school today, Miu? I didn't want to go. My stomach twisted at the thought of school. Mama gently stooped down to eye level with me. Mom, did something happen at school? Miu, sorry. Save slot 4. Help. Music vol. Miu, sorry. Mom, is something bothering you, Miu? I don't want to talk about anything. Mom, it's not a good idea to bottle everything up inside all the time. Why don't you tell your mama what's on your mind, Miu? I'm sorry. I'm going to school today. I forced a smile. Mama looked even more troubled by my reaction. Mom, I'm not trying to force you to go to school, honey. I just can't help you if you don't talk about your problems. I just want to know what's going on in your life and be there for you. Miu, thanks, but I said I'm fine. I'm going to school today. I took a few bites of toast before throwing my backpack over my shoulder and leaving the house. I'm fine. I'm going to school today. I actually wasn't fine and didn't plan on going to school today. I walked down some roads that I normally don't take on my way to school until I reached a convenience store. I looked around to make sure no one I recognized was in the area. I had 2 1,000 yen bills in my skirt pocket. I filled my basket with as many snacks that 2,000 yen could buy. This should be enough. I left the convenience store and set off for the shrine in the opposite direction from my school. It's rumored that there was a god named Oniguisama that would answer any question you asked as long as you give it snacks. It's also said that Oniguisama didn't appear before just anyone. But, unable to think of any other possible way to change my current situation, I came to the shrine with snacks in hand as a last resort. I walked through the gate and found a small child crouching off in a corner of the shrine. All but the child's mouth was covered by a black hood. There was an unnerving, otherworldly feeling about them. It had to be Oniguisama. Miu, excuse me, but I would like to ask you a question. Oniguisama raised its head as I slowly approached. It was grinning. I still couldn't see anything except its mouth even as I got closer. Oniguisama, give me some snacks. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but its voice sounded somehow familiar. Miu, oh, yes, of course. So, Oniguisama, go ahead. Ask me anything. I was sure I had heard that voice before. But whose voice was it? I handed over the snacks I bought at the convenience store as I started asking questions. Miu, I'm being bullied at school, but I don't understand why. Oniguisama, there's no reason. It's just your turn now. You should have already realized by now. Miu, so people aren't bullying me because they hate me then? Oniguisama, nope. Everyone is just afraid to become the target of the bullying. Miu, has my mama already figured out what's going on? Oniguisama, she knows. She called the school on the 3rd day you stayed home. She talked to your teacher because she thought it might have something to do with something in class. Miu, what? I had no idea. This was the first time I heard that she called the school. Oniguisama, the next day your teacher called your mom and told her that the kids were singling out other classmates one by one. He also said he gave the kids a talk and put an end to the bullying. Miu, so the teacher knew too. I felt beads of sweat forming on my forehead. I didn't want the teacher to know. Oniguisama, give me some more snacks. Oniguisama went through the snacks much faster than I had anticipated. I wanted to ask more questions but I needed to be more mindful about what I asked with the remaining snacks. I started handing over the snacks at a slower pace than before. Miu, how about my papa? Does he know? Oniguisama, your mom phoned your dad overseas and told him what was going on 2 days ago. Miu, was he mad? Oniguisama, he was angry at the school. Not you. Your mom told him to not do anything rash and to just keep an eye on you. Miu, so papa won't do anything about it? Oniguisama, he's coming back home at the end of the month. He was planning on waiting for you to open up to him about your problems as he spoiled you with gifts. Miu, oh. I felt so embarrassed hearing that both mama and papa knew about what was going on. I wanted to cry. I continued asking more questions as I fought back tears. Miu, so I won't be bullied anymore if I go back to school. Oniguisama, you won't be teased or laughed at even when the teacher isn't around, but they won't hang out with you after school or during vacations because they got in trouble with the teacher. Miu, I see. So there really is no way to go back to how it used to be. That was exactly why I didn't want mama or my teacher to figure out. Kids didn't take well to being scolded by adults. It only made the situation worse. Miu, So what do I do now? How can I get over what's going on at school? Oniguisama, disappear. Mew. What? I was taken aback. I stood frozen for a moment from the shock of being told to disappear. Oniguisama, any more questions? I was startled back to reality by Oniguisama's question. I tried to remember what other questions I wanted to ask. Mew, there was a girl in our class named Sakura who stopped coming to school. Was that our fault? Oniguisama, right, that was what I expected to hear, but I still felt a pain in my chest. Mew, is the reason I'm being bullied now because she stopped coming to school? Oniguisama, right again. I already told you before. It's just your turn now. You just happen to be the next target after Sakura stopped coming to school. Mew, how is Sakura doing now? My mouth became dry and my heart raced. Oniguisama, she disappeared. Mew, what? Disappeared? I thought she was refusing to leave the house just like me. But I wouldn't say I disappeared. Mew, what does that mean exactly? My voice shook as I spoke. That couldn't possibly mean she was dead, right, Oniguisama? She did the same thing as you. Mew, what? Oniguisama grinned. I felt my brain shut down in an instant. My instincts told me to run, but my legs trembled and wouldn't move. Mew, what do you mean the same as me? Oniguisama, she ran out of snacks. Mew, I looked down and realized that the bag I was carrying was now completely empty. Just like saying goodbye to end a Ouija board connection, you had to say thank you for your time. I ask you to leave now. To Oniguisama while you still had snacks left. This was bad. It ate all of the snacks already. I was so caught up in asking questions that I lost track of how many snacks I had left. Mew, I'm sorry. I have no more snacks. Thank you for your time. I ask you to leave now. Oniguisama, I can't leave without eating something first. Oniguisama slowly stood up and walked in my direction. Mew, what can I do to make you leave? My body wouldn't stop shaking. I wanted to run but it was impossible. Oniguisama, I really shouldn't be answering questions without receiving snacks first, but I'll be nice and answer that question for you. Mew. I never told it my name. Oniguisama, so, what did I mean by Sakura did the same thing as you? Just like you, she couldn't bear going to school anymore and was looking for a way to solve her problems. So she paid a visit to Oniguisama. Mew, this was really bad. I knew I had to get away fast. And yet, I sat down. I couldn't stand. Oniguisama, and just like you, she asked Oniguisama a question without realizing she had no more snacks. Oniguisama crouched beside me. Oniguisama, and now for your last question. What can you do to make me leave? Even if I wanted to, I can't leave unless I eat something first. So why don't I just eat you instead? I finally figured it out. Oniguisama's voice. I knew it sounded familiar. Oniguisama, don't worry. You won't die. The person known as Mew will disappear from the world and become the next Oniguisama. It was Sakura's voice. Oniguisama, it's just your turn. Oniguisama 2.0